Garden of Hope, written by Daphne Bloom, narrated by Alex McTavish and David McNeil. Chapter 5. It seems he's had an apoplectic attack, Mum, the doctor tells Mama. But what does that mean? She asks. We aren't exactly sure of the cause, but it means he's not getting enough blood to the brain. The doctor's voice fades in my ears. I'm sitting on one side of Papa's bed, holding his hand in mine, trying not to cry. My poor Papa looks dreadful. He's asleep, but one side of his face droops like a damp cloth. His mouth hangs open and a little string of drool drips out. I use a handkerchief to blot the wetness away. His skin is a terrible pasty colour. Stress can be a significant factor, I hear the doctor say. I remember the argument I'd had with Papa not many hours before. Did I cause this? He didn't seem angry or stressed when I left him, but perhaps he had been more agitated than I thought. Across from me on the other side of the bed, Constance holds his other hand and cries into her handkerchief. How could this have happened? She asks. He's so young. I thought he was 5 and 50, I say, and she looks at me as if I'd slapped her. That's not old, she says, and I shrug. Seems old to me. Girls, lower your voices, Mama hisses. Can't you see that your father needs his rest? Constance goes back to weeping. The door opens and I see my other sister, Elise, sweep into the room, her hand over her heavy belly. She's about 6 months pregnant with what everyone hopes is the much-desired male heir. She walks to Mama and takes her hand. I came as soon as I heard. So kind of you to make the journey, Mama says. I'll make sure the maids prepare a room for you so you can stay a few days. Please do, Elise says. I cannot imagine leaving you at a time like this. Mama smiles and pats Elise's cheek before escorting the doctor from the room. A footman brings a chair next to the bed near to me so that Elise can sit down. How is he? Elise asks as she sits primly, her hands folded in her lap. Elise always does everything perfectly. She's only 2 years older than I am, but she received a marriage proposal during her first season, so she's been married for 5 years already. She has 1 daughter already. Constance is 7 and 20 and has 3 girls of her own. According to his valet, he was alone in the study working, Constance explains. When the land agent was shown into the study for their regular meeting, he and the butler found Papa unconscious on the floor. They sent for the doctors, and here we are. Elise tisks her tongue and shakes her head. And they have no idea what caused it, Constance shrugs. It was a sudden attack, is all the doctor seems to know. So what can be done? Elise asks. Nothing, Constance says, shaking her head and her tears returning. We can do nothing. Oh, do calm yourself, sister, Elise says. How can you be so cold? Constance snaps. Papa is on his deathbed. Oh, it's only been a few hours, Elise says, her voice more soothing. I'm sure he will come to soon. This seems to calm Constance somewhat, and she nods her head. How are you feeling? Oh, quite well, Elise says, running her hand over her stomach. I'm certain it's a boy. This pregnancy feels much different from my last one. I was sick all the time with Judith and my back ached horribly. This time I hardly feel pregnant at all, except for my huge size, of course. Constance shrugs and stands and leans over Papa, moving a stray hair from